Good evening, folks. Welcome to another stream. Thanks for joining us. Got quite a busy night tonight. Got a pretty packed out schedule, so gonna want to get straight into it. Just before we start, I'll just quickly go over the schedule so that we're all on the same page. We're going to welcome a new member tonight, and we're going to talk about where we are with Entropy 02. We're going to talk about release expectations, dates, and we're not going to give you a date, but we're going to try and explain our thinking of when it's going to happen. And we're going to go through the demo, and we're going to talk about the reception that we got from that, because it's pretty good. And we've been doing some things for the demo. And finally, after that, we're going to show you some brand new gameplay, that you've never seen before. At least I don't think you've seen it, Chapter 5, so it's going to be super exciting. Yeah. I'm going to hop now into Discord, and we're going to catch up with the guys. Hello, everybody. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
There it is. How are we doing?
Hi. Quarantine stream.
Yes, that's a good point. I hope everybody is safe and well in these weird times. Who have we got here then? I'll let you guys do your roll call thing that you do.
Hi,
Alright.
I'm one of D. I'm one of the programmers.
I'm Blixmon, I'm also one of the programmers.
I'm CW3D. I'm the sound designer and voice actor for Wilson for Entropy 02.
I'm Trevi, I'm the voice of Band Cop and a bunch of other stuff, and the light wrangler.
And we also...
And I am Scioncia. I'm the new animator on the team.
Yeah, there he is.
Yay!
Yay! Please welcome
Clap, clap,
Scioncia.
Mm-hmm.
Clap, clap. We got a new guy. He's great. He's doing animations for us. It's pretty damn good. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you on board. I think you've already fit in quite well. You get the ethic. You get the thing that we're going for. So it's great. It's good to have you here. So, where are we at? Well, I'm working on Chapter 6, which is really cool, because I'm working on what could potentially be the last map in the mod. Not necessarily the last one that I have to build, because there is the dream sequencey thing that I've got to do. But I'm working on the last map of the mod at the moment, so it's super exciting and like crazy. And in a minute, I'll show you some pictures of that. What's everybody else been doing? I guess.
I've been working on the rest of Chapter 5, so the way that we have this organized at the moment is that Redman split up the workload of Chapter 5 between me and him, so he built the first map, and I'm building the other maps involved. And those maps are going to involve the heavier combat, kind of like the Street War levels for the Uprising and Half-Life 2. But except you're on the Combine side fighting against rebels. It's going to be a lot like that, but also still having its own narrative twist and still being it's still going to be like Entropy, still going to be a lot more it's not all going to be just combat and combat. It's going to have that's going to have a lot of stuff in it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you've got quite a few maps going on for Chapter 5, haven't you?
Yeah, free map. One of them is C52. That's the first one, and it's actually finished, and we might show it off later in the stream.
Oh, dude, it's finished! Oh, I didn't know it was finished. Oh.
Well, it is pretty much finished. I mean, finished is a
I know,
pretty broad
yeah.
definition.
I know what you mean.
But,
I know what you mean. I'm really excited to play it tonight. Can't wait.
Yep. The next map, I'm just starting that. It's gonna be more with more of downtime and kind of portraying a bit it's gonna have it's gonna be taking place in an excavation or something like that. It won't have as much combat. It'll be kind of downtime. I might end up having my own mapping stream for it later, because it doesn't have any spoilers or anything like that.
Oh yeah, man.
C53 is a map after that, and it is going to have a bunch more combat. It's going to be more of a climax in Mossman's Your Story of Mossman, and yeah, that map will have some spoilers in it. But
Awesome.
Yeah. So those are that's what we have planned for chapter 5, and after that is chapter 6.
Sounds cool, man. Yeah, and then
Yep.
obviously chapter 6 is what I'm doing right now. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, so it's busy. I mean, we've been doing other bits as well. I think we've been polishing and tweaking and fixing bugs that we found
Yeah.
from the demo.
Yeah, we've been
you
doing
know.
a lot of that. In fact, we're hoping that to get a new an update for the demo out, V1.1, so to speak.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need to have a conversation about what that will include. But yeah, it's on the table at the moment. There's going to be a demo patch at some point.
So far, we've faced a lot of most of the demo feedback. Like, for example, the APC is a lot better now, and Chapter 2, Map 1 is more stable. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they're decent changes. What I will do quickly, I'm just going to put a slideshow on the screen of the new map so everyone can see that, and then we can have a chat whilst that's rolling about demo stuff, because I think there's a lot to talk about in regards to the reception that we received and all of the stuff that was found in the demo. That I think overall I was like, I'm super happy with how that went. I don't know about you guys, but I was super happy about how the demo went. I think we got really good reception. I think people overall really liked what we're doing, so it's kind of a good indicator that we're on the right track.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think we ever got any feedback that was like, "Game sucks, I go to bed," or anything like that. It was more, gameplay issues that we can actually fix and sort of sort out, rather than, "Oh god, this concept is so boring and there's nothing that could be." It was more technical, gameplay design sort of stuff, like the NVGs being sort of weird. Was actually, but it's funny because it's only after the demo that I sort of started looking at the NVGs and I was like, is this actually working right? And it turns out it wasn't working right.
No.
We fixed it now, and now it looks entirely different to what it looks like in the demo.
Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic. It really does look like a night vision goggles sort of look.
How did you? I saw it the other day, and I love it, by the way. What does it do now? Like, what's it doing?
So, as of the demo, it was supposed to apply a color correction that's separate from, like, it basically adds a new color correction into the map every time you activate it.
Right.
But the code to set up the NVG wasn't activating the NVG entity, or the color correction rather. It wasn't activating the color correction. It's a similar bug with spawning things into the game that we've had before with man hacks and other things, kind of interesting, but won't get too far into that. But basically the color correction wasn't turning on.
Right.
So there was no color correction at all whenever it was activated, because the weight of the color correction was applied, but the actual filtering wasn't. So all of the other color corrections turned off, but that one didn't turn on. So
Okay.
The demo, basically the colors all look very washed out because it's it kind of achieves the desired effect because it removes the blue filters from the maps, but it didn't actually apply the red filter, so now it's much darker, more saturated, and higher contrast.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's supposed to be a little bit uncomfortable to use because as a lighting enthusiast, one thing I don't like seeing is people running around with, like, especially in Entropy 0.1, people have their NVGs on all the time where it just washes out absolutely everything with blue.
Yeah.
And it makes, because when you're mapping something, a lot of the time you use light to direct the player, and if they have their NVGs on all the time, then they tend to get stuck. I watched, I've forgotten his bloody name now, I'm sorry, dude. There's a guy that did a playthrough of Entropy 4.0 recently, and I think his monitor or something was not set up correctly, so he has his NVGs on all the time, and he was often getting lost. And I was like, why is this guy getting lost? The paths are lit up, and it's because everything was just washed out with blue all the time, and he couldn't really tell where he was supposed to go because he wasn't getting those clues.
Yeah.
So,
Rocky Rocket.
Rocky Rocket, yes, thank you.
Oh yes, yeah. I loved his. I watched both of his. I watched the Entropy 1 stuff. Did you see the bit when he got stuck in the start of chapter 4, just after the train ride with the fences?
Yeah,
oh my god, man.
it makes me realize that if we made Entropy 01 today as a team, it would be
Oh
a
my
much
God.
different beat.
It would be
I can't
completely.
even imagine.
Yeah, I know. It would be something else. It
It'd
really
be way
would.
more player friendly.
Oh yes, yeah. That's the thing,
Um,
though. You know, I think in a way, just having that out there has taught us so much about. You know, it's almost like a cheat sheet in a way. You know, what do we not do? What can we do? What can we get away with?
Yeah.
So
It's-
go back. Sorry, go on, one up.
Seeing people play is always a little bit humbling, and this was really the benefit of actually putting out a demo, is seeing them play and players running into problems that we wouldn't have even noticed. Like somebody will get stuck somewhere and you realize like, oh crap, like to us it seems obvious what to do, but we didn't actually communicate that information. We had an
Yeah.
internal playtest that had some similar things come up, and it's always really interesting to kind of learn about like how that information is passing from the game to players.
It would be great if we could, as developers, wipe our memories before jumping in to test
Yeah.
something. Because, like, I know even if you go in and you say, right, I'm going to behave how a player would behave, you still have that subconscious knowing, you know where to go. It's completely different if for somebody who's come in blind, you know, and they're always going to find stuff. So,
But yeah, to go back to what I was saying about the NVGs a bit, it is very red. Is the thing. It's a little bit uncomfortable to look through if you have it on constantly, and it's not something that you're gonna easily turn on and then forget about it and then just coast through the game with this light on all the time. But it does its job. If you're indoors in a pitch black room and it's dark, it really does its job really well. But at the same time, if you then go into areas that are actually lit perfectly fine, you're gonna think, oh, you know, having this red all over my face is a little bit uncomfortable. I'll turn it off. So I think it's a really good balance between acting as a way to light up the environment when you couldn't otherwise, and also not wanting to keep it on all the time because it's a little bit, you don't really want to look at it for that long.
what if
I
it's...
tried it out in. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go for it.
I tried it out in Chapter 4 in the big sort of open area, and I really liked how in the exterior it actually seems to make things darker a little bit. I was like, oh, this isn't very useful. Then I went into the pitch black building and I turned it on, and it's like, oh, okay, now I can see. So it's good at that, illuminating really dark areas, but it doesn't really provide any benefit in dim conditions. So I like the way it turned out. I'm sure we might do other things to it as well, maybe adding another overlay, or maybe not. You know, it could be tweaked some more, but I really like the direction that we're taking it right now.
Yeah, I agree. It looks good. I was just going to say it might be funny to have a bad cop response if he leaves his NVGs on for too long.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know what it would say, but yeah.
That is an interesting idea. Quickly trivia ad-lib something.
My mind is already reeling, trying to think of something. Maybe I'll think of something later on.
My eye hurts.
Something like that.
My eye.
My eye aches.
Gonna get eye strain. Just the one.
Yeah. So back to demo sort of feedback. The APC was a big thing that we had feedback on, and my note here is APC being big suck. And I went, and so thankfully all the sort of variables for the APC are in a very easy to reach text file, and I just started dicking around and comparing it to do you pronounce it jalopy? Is it jalopy?
Jalapoi.
Jalapoi.
That's the French one.
So, like things like its turning angle, how fast the wheels turn, and how responsive it is. They should be way more responsive now, because I noticed it is a bit of it's very sluggish to sort of drive. I didn't change anything to the speed because I thought it's a tank basically. You don't want to be zipping around like deja vu in an APC, even though you can drift in it sort of. And also the guns were like mega weak, and that was actually not intended, because there was a variable overwriting at least it was the missile damage.
Oh, really?
The missile damage was set to 1,000, I think, something crazy. But there was another variable. I forgot what it was now. I think it was in the episodic skills.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was
Episode 2 was overriding it.
Oh wow.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, fixed that. and I also buffed the main gun by like fourfold maybe. I think it drops rebels in like 3 shots now. Obviously faster if you headshot them, and it feels. I think
I bet it feels
we've
better.
reached a very nice balance now.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is much better.
I
than
did.
it was.
I did see on one of the streams a rebel eat an APC rocket and survive, and I just thought, oh no.
Yeah, so that should be fixed now. I would like for the explosion radius to be a bit bigger, but I don't know how to change that, if it's in the files or not.
Let's have a look.
And one thing that was also done was that the turn dexter animations were sped up by just a little bit, not by much.
Oh yes.
But yeah.
And also, what else was there? Oh yes, so damage mitigation whilst you're in the APC has been increased as well. So small arms fire still damages you, but nowhere near as much as it did before. And I've been testing it on hard mode as well, because after Chapter 3, getting the APC is sort of a bit of a power trip sort of thing. So you've gone from, oh shit, to now I have a friggin' tank, and driving around in this tank that sort of felt like it was made out of paper mache does not feel very good. And a lot of people are just getting out the APC instead of using it because they felt like they were better off. So now, small arms fire, sort of, you can shrug that off pretty nicely as long as you don't get too surrounded. Rockets still do the same amount of damage, though, as they should.
Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't tried this new APC yet, but I want to take it for a spin.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It is quite fun. I had to really get used to the more responsive steering and stuff. That totally put me off guard when I
Yeah, because you're so
went and
used
drove
to
it around.
driving in this mode.
This big
And now
slow
you're-
thing.
I got used to it. I'm like, all right, like there's going to be a delay in the steering when I want to turn right, so I need to turn right a little bit before I see the corner or whatever, and then do that. But yeah, it's so much better now.
Yeah.
Feels.
I mean, I didn't want it to be too good because, as I said, it's a very heavy, tankish vehicle. You don't want to be turning on a dime and stuff, but it is still a lot better than it was before.
Yeah.
I look
what
forward
else
to playing
do
it.
we have?
You can get in and out of it faster now. I think
Yeah. Yes,
that
you
was
can.
done by Blix. I'm not sure.
Oh,
though.
sweet. I'll have to check that out too, because
Wait a minute,
yeah.
I just said you could get in and out of it faster now, if that's what you said.
Man,
Oh, you
was,
did?
he's sleep deprived, okay?
Okay, it's okay.
Nice sleep, McGee.
Yeah, he kind of miscalculated when the stream would start. He thought it would start in a few hours from now. But,
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, we've already
Yes.
started?
So, yeah, he didn't exactly get the sleep he was desiring, and long story short, it's currently 5. I think it's currently like 5:30 a.m. or something like that, right? Or 4:30.
It is.
I don't know how you
sorry.
do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's 5:35 in the morning at the moment.
Jesus.
Oh my god, man. Dedication, yeah.
Oh my.
Try not to miss any of these.
So another big note that I put down from most of the feedback was report the Vortigaunts were too powerful. Their zappy attack was too quick.
Yeah.
That was fixed, I think. Their animation is now slower.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're now
did-
not
yeah,
360 quick zapping you from across the map.
Yeah, I did my the black magic animation stuff I did for map based, and used that for Vorts to make their attack animation like just a little bit faster than the Half-Life 2 animation speed. It's a little bit faster, so that it still like looks natural with the other.
That's in the
animations.
build now, isn't it? Because I'm sure I've
Yes, it
played and it's
I haven't
slower.
actually
Yeah.
played with it yet.
Nor have I. Yeah, we'll have to check it out.
Definitely feels better and not crazy.
Mhm.
And then another thing that I think is going to be an entire conversation is, where's my stun stack?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, I
yeah,
forgot
man,
about this
that
one.
shit.
That is one thing that, is that something that should that like the easiest solution there is can I discuss the solutions that we've tried to come up with?
I just wanted to mention that it's like it's kind of a complicated issue. Like there's a lot of different angles. There's a lot of different directions we could go. We've been discussing it a lot. I think it would be very unwise for us to say, "Oh, we're going to do this," because we have a lot of different ideas that kind of run over each other and conflict, and it'll really depend on a lot of variables. So I don't know. I think there's going to be a sunstick, right? Can we
Yeah.
say that at
Yeah,
least?
I think
Or
there
are we
is.
sure, you're
Yeah,
not sure about
yeah.
that?
I think
Like,
there will
adding-
be.
Yeah, adding a sunstick would be the easiest and fastest solution. If we need to do it before the demo, then I think we're going to be doing that. But like when I've said, we don't assume nothing about what we're going to do.
Yeah. Do we want to talk
Anything
about
is
sort of
subject
like,
to change.
yeah? Do we want to talk about the sort of ideas we've been throwing around with the pulse pistol?
Because I mean,
That's-
one up
that's
you
a-
could. Yeah, it's up to you.
Am I muted?
No.
No,
It's,
you were
no.
muted.
That was
You
weird.
said
I
that.
was muted at once, so I tried to unmute myself and then I muted myself. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was afraid of talking about because we don't know exactly what we're gonna do with the pulse pistol. We had this thought since players are kind of lacking for a melee weapon. They don't like using the pulse pistol to destroy crates because it has such a slow firing rate and such. That maybe it should have a different alt fire, that we should replace the charging attack or supplement the charging attack, depending on how we want to do it, with some other ability that will allow players to destroy crates and other things at very close range. The specifics, though, I'm not comfortable talking about because we have like 3 or 4 different ideas and
Yeah,
no real testing to say what works best. Like it's a fun phase of development for that particular idea because there's so many different things we could try. Like I'll just list off some of the different ideas. We talked about making it like a sort of a beam. I called it a lance that shoots out like a Vortigaunt blast and incinerates whatever in front of the pistol. We talked about having like a cutter maybe that could sort of like slice crates open. We talked about having a like a stun blast that punts whatever's in front of the pulse pistol. But we don't know what that's going to turn out like yet. It'll take some experimentation and some playing and just seeing what feels right. Maybe we'll end up with the charge shot and end up doing something else about that issue. But we
yeah,
don't know.
it's interesting. I think
Just so you know,
the one
there's a
There's a
thing.
lot of ideas being thrown around about the melee stuff or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing that I've learned from this is that if we are going to go down the route where we're using the pistol as a primary means to break things, there needs to be some sort of player training around that. As simple as that sounds, like we need to have a puzzle or something where the player uses the pistol to break objects so that we kind of get it drilled in. Okay, you're using the pistol to do this. This is designed to do this. Chuck a HUD hint in there as well, But like one update said, like it could go any direction at a minute, so nothing is set in stone.
It's sort of like how Half-Life 2 gave you the crowbar at the start and gave you a bunch of wooden stuff to break that were just in your way, like
Yeah,
the boards in front of the doors and the crates that you couldn't actually pick up and move. There was just so much, you know.
yeah. I think the thing about the crowbar and the stun stick is it's like that's your hand into the world. That's how you reach out and you knock things over and break things and interact with the physics. And we have kind of removed that, and because we wanted to try this new dynamic of using the pistol or having a weapon to break things with, because it also contrasts Freeman directly, but so some of us, well, I say all of us, I think, have come to the realization that really the better way to contrast it would be to have the crowbar be the stun stick, obviously, because he is, after all, bad cop, So we'll see. But I think we're definitely going to get a stun stick. Whatever happens, we've decided, I think, that there is going to be a stun stick that you're going to be able to acquire in the game at some point. I think we've definitely decided that. Yeah, absolute. So, yeah.
And then the other feedback is sort of, this is more in the realm of, okay, this is like a minor one. There's a lot of unusable doors with handles. We know they're being turned into brushes now. It's sort of a habit that a few of us got into and that didn't kick. But now we're stopping that, and we're now turning unusable doors into brushes so that you don't. Because we're all very OCD, I think, in Half-Life.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who always has used brush doors?
No, because I think I've also used brush doors, but it's more like consistency type of thing. I think like Arbite has had handles on all of the doors since the second chapter 2 map came out.
Yeah.
I think.
Right, like like we didn't know Redman's intention. Maybe he intended for all the doors to have handles for you to like just as a level of detail for you to go from door to door, like back up seeing like a whole big narrative thing for all these doors being locked.
It's
Devil's advocate. It's like
something
every door
totally
that has a
intentional for
handle.
artistic expression.
Well, every door that has a handle could later have a room behind it. Maybe that was the thinking. Maybe you didn't know which doors were going to be openable or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're trying to improve player direction. Is
Yeah.
the crux of it, I think.
It's sort of partially that. It's also partially that it's just another old habit of mine from years ago. You used to just chuck a prop door in a frame in a wall and call it a day. But things are moving forward now.
Yeah,
it makes.
We all know this because we're all OCD Half-Life 2 players. When we see a handle on a door,
We're
have
gonna
to go
try and
down
open it. I know, and it makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense to me when I think it was Zuzera who said it to me first. I was like, holy shit, that is such a good point. Like, what am I going to do if I'm in a room with all these doors with handles on? I'm going to try and open every single one of them. And then I'm just watching playtesters run around Chapter 2, opening doors, and it's just like, oh my god, okay, yeah, we need to change that.
There's always like a slight bit of irritation whenever it's locked. It's like, ugh.
What a disappointment,
Yeah.
Like when you see when Valve does use one of those locked doors, you know that they wanted you to be frustrated right there. It's like they always try to use it to prove a point when you jiggle the handle and it's locked. I like how they kept that convention into. Well, I don't want to give any kind of spoilers, but I think this is fine to say. I like how they kept that convention in Alex, where all the doors that you can't open are just missing their handles.
It's a really nice, subtle way of guiding the player. It's showing you exactly where you're going to go, because subconsciously you're looking out for door handles, and you see one in the corner on like a door surrounded by three other doors. What door are you going to try opening first? You're going to try opening the one with the handle, and that's going to be the right one.
Could we just have the handles fall off when we interact?
Oh, that would be marvelous. That would be fantastic.
That breaks the door handles out of frustration.
That's just brilliant. That would be so cool, because you could just have him comment every time, oh shit, not again.
This does remind me of a scene I have planned for C5 Free, which is slightly like that. It's where Bad Cop is like going through like I actually thought of this. Oh yeah, this is actually really related to the conversation. Just thinking that there would be a bunch of actual prop doors that are locked, and Bad Cop could be like trying to open every one of them. It's like, any Mossmen in here? And then like that's when it was like, are there any Judith Mossmen in here? And then like a citizen on the other side yells no, like and then like I was just, okay, thank you for helping your benefactor.
I was thinking up lines for him to say if he was accidentally breaking shit like door handles, and he'd just like, God damn it, stupid augmented super strength.
Well, what I'm doing now, just for future reference, any door now that you can't go through, I'm not putting door handles on it, but any door that you can, that is locked, I'm putting a keypad on it to explain the lockage. So you'll notice in the demo map, Chapter 4, Map 3, the Vortigaunt map, there's a locked door in there, locked double doors, and...
Brett, do you have that? Did you, when do you make this change?
This was before the demo.
Oh, okay. I was asking because like I have C43 checked out.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm not doing anything with that at the minute.
Be sure to
So
keep up with that stuff with
yes. I was gonna say, I think that's a cool idea. Yeah. Did we have a log anywhere? This is off stream now. This is an off stream topic. Do we map changes? Do we log map changes anywhere? It's just.
No, but there is the commit history, so it's subjective. But like every time you check in your changes, you write a commit message. So hopefully we're being somewhat descriptive. I know some of us, including myself, have used like map changes as the message, which isn't very helpful. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's just I was just thinking out loud. Really, that's kind of cool.
I was actually trying today to see if I could look at the difference between, like, see what somebody did in a map just by using a get diff, and that doesn't really work well with map source files. I couldn't really figure it. Like I saw, oh, they changed some brushes, and it's about as far as I got. But you can actually go back to older versions of the maps and compare them. Like every version that's checked in is saved, so we can always go back and compare, even if we don't have a good comparison tool.
That's cool.
Okay, so I've got a little bit more feedback to go through, unless you want to.
No, go for it. Let's do more feedback because
more.
yeah, no, I'm all good.
So another thing was people were missing the APC in the demo. They were
Oh,
scrolling right
God.
past it.
Oh
And
my god.
Now, so this sort of ties into a bit of feedback that Chapter 4 feeling a bit barren. That's because you're supposed to be in the APC, but at the same time, it should probably still be a little bit more detailed for the people that do want to walk through it. That is not going to be done for the demo, but I imagine for the full release, one of us will go in and detail the maps some more. But to fix you not spotting the APC, you now start in the APC at the beginning of the level. Boom.
Oh, you start in it. Holy crap. That's
And
awesome.
that's one I did that.
Yep, it's one change that's exclusively for the demo. I think we should try to avoid making too many changes that are only for the benefit of the demo. Like we should focus
Yeah.
on making the game better. But that was one that seemed like something that could help us. You know, when people are playing, we don't want them to completely miss the APC. And we could have put a light on it, but I thought for the purposes of the demo, since in the actual game you would probably be in the APC at that point, it made more sense to just sort of transport you into the APC.
Something occurred to me. I haven't seen a single streamer go into that building that is right next to the start of that map. I haven't seen a
Yeah, I know.
single person go
I
in
was
there.
about to bring that up. Like nobody's noticed it. I was wondering like how we're gonna put light there. I was thinking of putting. Oh, one thing I was trying last night was putting a Zen light there. And do you know how Zen light would be there?
How would it be there?
Putting a Zen light in a barrel, of course. Just having it come
Oh,
right
that's
out of
quite
the
a
socket.
cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
I was experimenting with that last night. Like, I loved cool ideas like that, but I don't think we'll get it really working. Like, you know, projected text, like the projected texture is a spotlight and not a point light. You know, and light
Yeah.
dynamic is inefficient. So I'm probably just going to instead put a bunch of glowing barrels there that we were using in Chapter 3 and Chapter 2, just glowing blue barrels with the waste in it. You know.
Or leave it dark and reward people
Yes.
who go out of their way.
So this is
to
what I was
actually
going to
go in there.
suggest. I was going to say, do we have Zen grenades in there? And if not, we should put...
We do have Zen grenades in there. But
They
point
are.
there is
Oh.
that nobody sees it. Nobody sees
Oh my
that.
god.
I wouldn't say nobody. I have seen Scion, for example. When I watched his playthrough of
Right, but
Entropy 02, I saw him go into the building, and
Right.
I had seen people post screenshots of them going into the building. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple people in the public VC streaming it going into the building. So it's not.
Right.
That's cool. I'm
completely
glad people did
invisible.
go in there.
It's just the
Right.
majority of people that we've seen haven't gone into the building.
Right, we need to, and that's what I'm saying. We need to make it more visible. It's not whether there's something rewarding in there; it's whether they see it to begin with. So I'm thinking that we could just put a couple of glowing waste barrels there. Some people even went up the steps and then didn't realize there was a building you could go in.
Oh man.
Something to highlight the door might be good. I really liked the Zen light in a barrel. I don't know if that has other implications. It was sort of based on, there was another similar Zen light with some barrels that was added to try to highlight the power switch, since that was another feedback
Yeah.
item, was people missing the power switch. So that was just something we were experimenting with.
Yeah, and I was going to copy the same thing, and then I realized there was a barrel right next to a Zen light, and I just had an amazing idea.
Right, so I think the only other thing worth mentioning is some people sort of pointed out that the cave displacements in Chapter 4 were a bit weird, and I'll hand over to Brett on this because I know exactly what he's going to say.
Yeah, they're shit. And that's because I wasn't very good at doing displacements when I was at that stage. I have since done a metric ton of research and have figured out how to do proper cave displacements, like in the slideshow that I was just displaying just then, and in the Zentarium, which we showed off in a different stream. Yeah, so cave displacements, I'm pretty good at them now. In fact, I did a tutorial for these guys the other day that I recorded, which I'll probably make public someday. Yeah. So basically, they look crap. We know about it. We'll fix them, but we probably won't fix them for the demo. Well, we won't fix them for the demo. Let me put it that way. We got enough going on. They'll be fixed and probably look a lot nicer in the full release. So you can look out for that then.
Yeah,
But yeah.
like you can see some of these screenshots that are on the slideshow are actually like the caves, right? I think.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
the kinds of caves that Breadman makes now.
They are designed and built in exactly the same way. Bit of backstory there, I guess. I basically spent hours looking at displacement tutorials online and basically got the same answer every time, so I got angry and I went and studied Valve's maps and figured out how they do it. And they have a few little quirks and tricks that they use to produce these really nice looking caves, and most tutorials out there don't talk about them. So there we go. I think it's really great. All I need to get good at now is external displacements, because I'm shit at them as well. So we're going to fix the mountain ranges and stuff, but that'll come later on. But yes, those caves, they're garbage. That's the old style. That's the old generic displacement tutorial on the Valve Dev thing style caves. So they'll be going in the full release.
I can imagine just Valve looking at people's tutorials and just like tutting their head and shaking, but never like correcting anyone.
Yeah, I know. It's
They will
simple,
never
just
learn.
like simple things like if you want to make a cave, don't just subdivide it and walk away. Like, you can do things with the geometry like they do, where they angle it. It's very hard to explain without showing you, but if you're displacing angled brushes, the displacement tool won't be perpendicular to the face that you're displacing, which means that you can pull displacements diagonally, and it's like it's amazing. It just makes caves, essentially. That is the secret cave thing. So yeah, it's been a learning experience for me, and we'll sort those caves out. I'm done talking about caves now. Go on.
I just wanted to say, Chapter 6 looks... What?
They're just making me think of Cave Johnson's Cave Breadman.
Cave bread man, yeah.
Chapter 6 looks amazing. Just the level of
thank
quality
you.
in the maps is unlike anything we've seen in this project before. It's just unbelievably polished, especially for being the earliest stage of the map. It's kind of mind-blowing.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
loading
Loading
so
up like,
quick.
like, what?
Yeah, I'm surprised at how quick I've managed to bang that out. I did a load more today. If you get the new build that I uploaded earlier, you can go a little bit further.
I need to see the latest version.
Yeah, just have a look. I'm working on choreo at the minute, so the first, don't obviously say anything on stream, but the first bit of choreography is in, and I've got the other bits to do. So it's all coming together.
So there's only one other note I want to make about the demo, just so everybody knows that we're aware of it. We know that at the end of the Chapter 2 demo, you can blow up the door and you see the void. No, we're not going to.
Oh yeah. Do you know? I saw something the other day. I was going to tell you guys, and this blew my mind. We left in a line and a response. There's a bit in Chapter 1 where Bad Cop goes, "What the hell happened here?"
I know.
And he's staring at the void. I think it's amazing.
It is so
I mean, it makes sense.
It does. It really does make sense.
That's
I
some
remember.
weird
I
implication.
think I saw Bravo post about it or something.
I just think it's hilarious because I think they thought he was becoming self-aware.
To get there, they must have no-clipped, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would have had to
Yeah.
go.
There's no way to bypass that trigger.
No,
Yeah,
no.
people. Yeah, I think like the whole all the rest of the map is in there too. I saw people posting screenshots of it.
Oh, there is actually one thing of note that I also thought we should mention that we know about is for some reason, for some reason some people think that the demo transitions are going to be a full game thing, and people are like, oh, you should shorten these cinematics in the full game. I'm just like, they're not going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Specifically for the demo.
Yes.
That would be
And,
terrible. Like, as cool as they are, that's just...
No, they're demo exclusive. So essentially, what happens in the full game, and Sion can tell you this because he has had the privilege of playing the full thing, is you go from map 1 and then you go to map 2, and you do that for all 26 maps or however many maps we've got. There's only one dream sequence that we've got planned, and it will be interactive. It's not going to be anything like the demo. The demo sequences, just to clarify for anybody who thought that what they played was like easy to as it is, the demo sequences are exclusive content to the demo, and they're supposed to summarize what happens in the chapter that you're on. So there, that's that.
But also to those of you who have pointed out who play higher than an FOV of 75 and that the static doesn't completely fill the screen, that's because that static was only made for an FOV of 75 or below. So if you go above 75, it doesn't fill the screen. It's nothing to piss your pants over.
75 gang.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think, really, unless anybody else has some feedback things they want to address.
Well, we were going to talk very briefly about 1UpD was working on a video for the development side of things for the demo because we released an FGD. I'll let you. Do you want to talk about that 1Up?
Yeah, I was going to do a video on how to set up your own hammer to make maps for the demo. It was something I was really excited about, was hoping that people would take what we made and go on and make more with it. You know, because it's a demo, there's not a lot of content there, like as far as like maps, you know, playtime. It'd be fun to see other creators try to build off of that and maybe do some things that we haven't thought of yet. So I was working on a video, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I wasn't very happy with what I had. I think we should put out a text version of this tutorial that I've got mostly prepared. Maybe you could use a proofread, but we'll get a guide out there so that you can set up Hammer. It just involves a couple of extra steps because EZ2 is made with map-base, so you need the right compilers for map-base, and you need some shortcuts set up for it. And then it's just the standard configuring Hammer type of deal. But we'll put a guide out there, hopefully on ModDB, hopefully soon, and then I hope that people will want to make some maps for this this mod.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd love to see, like, even before we release, I'd love to see if people can put things together. And there's so much you could find in there as well. Like, there's so much they could do. Like all the creature variants and stuff like
that. That's what
that.
I'm mostly excited about. Like, there's so many different interactions between the different NPCs that were added that people could come up with and play around with that we wouldn't have done or wouldn't have thought of. So I'm just curious to see, like, handing off this massive toolkit that we've built for the game, like, what would other people think of that we haven't thought of yet?
And it's also the fact that they can build a map and they don't have to do anything. Bad Cop is going to comment on things that are happening in that map, regardless of you know, whatever they do. He's going to comment on that with the correct context because of what we've done. So I would love to see some maps for the demo. Would be really cool. Yeah. So for some reason on Discord it's saying I'm muted. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not.
I had the same thing.
It's so strange. What the hell?
Seems to be a bug that's been going around Discord lately.
Oh my god, I hope it's not COVID.
Cool.
Disco 19.
Disco 19. Right. So I guess we're kind of going to get to the gameplay early. It's kind of cool. Like, this is like a really concise stream. I like this.
Yeah. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so this is great.
Oh, this is awesome. What have you got for dinner?
Tortelloni in sauce.
Oh shit, I have pasta tonight as well. I did a fucking massive tuna pasta thing. Anyway.
So...
Go on.
So you said we were going to start the gameplay now?
Yeah, we could do some gameplay. Everybody likes gameplay. And we're going to show us some new gameplay. Some brand new shit. I don't think has anyone seen this, Blix? Has anyone seen this before I dive in?
You know, I did do it. If you're talking about C5.2, then I did do a mapping stream for it. Like,
right.
Like a month ago or 2 months ago. But people got to see, like, you know, up to like the alley, pretty much. That was pretty much all that people got to see up to that point.
Oh, cool.
Plus,
Okay.
Since then, that area has been developed a bunch. Like, you know, there are no like there's not much out of bounds stuff visible. it's not there's not much stuff like that left, so it is mostly just complete looking. I
Ooh.
still need to add color correction and a couple other things, I think. But other than that, yeah, this map is now complete, and not many people have seen it really. Not in this state, at the very least.
This map blew my fucking mind when I first saw it. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah,
Just going off on a slight tangent here
Go
for
for
a
it.
moment. There's something that we forgot or should have put in as a splash screen to the demo, but that friggin' thing that goes, "This is super fucking unfinished."
Oh, dude, I
Imagine
forgot
if that was the
about.
intro. Imagine if that was the Breadman intro.
Oh my god, we should have done that. I totally forgot about
I
that.
know. Do you still have it?
I'll have to find it. I did a desktop clear up. I did like a cleanup the other day. Hang on, let me see.
Imagine if we put that in one of the. Imagine if we had like another intro video where someone says that.
I've got the text on I've got the text on OBS and that's on the screen now. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which is I'm just saying that the portal pistol. I could show that off, right?
Yeah. I think.
Could we show
like
that
in
off?
C5.2 you would have it. I can't think of anything that would break really.
I'll do it
Could
on.
be a good test.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it in combat. Like.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Okay. Challenge accepted. Right. Let me get Entropy 02 going on OBS.
So like this is gonna be C5.2, and I mentioned earlier what it's gonna be. It's basically gonna be like Entropy Zero's Street War level.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn it down so that I can hear you guys. And
No, I did like just make a few more changes today so that in time for Breadman's stream, like just a few changes specifically for it. I hope it works correctly, and I hope that nothing goes wrong.
yeah, so I dumped the assets in the folder. I've run the update script. I've compiled captions, so hopefully we should be good to go. Right. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna get in it, and then I'll come back to you guys in a minute. Okay.
All right.
Okay, C52. Here we go. I'll turn it up a little bit. We want to be able to actually hear what's going on and make sure that OBS is capturing that. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. No graph out of date. Yeah. And whilst I'm here as well.
Wow, I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
Okay, let's go. Oh, a locked door. I wonder if it's actually a locked door or if it's a facade. Oh, I love it. I love it. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. There you go, showing off the stun stick. Come on, boys. Let me demonstrate the portal gun in here, okay? And I'll demonstrate, and then we can have another little go with that later on. I'll do this. So at the minute, this is how it works. It teleports things, but it doesn't just teleport things. You can teleport people as well. Oh shit, where'd he go? Oh, not enough room. God damn it. Have I just lost a Combine Soldier? Let's put him here. There we go. So it's very much a work in progress, so please bear that in mind. We'll go through that later on. Ooh. 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 Can you guys get out of my way? We could do some weight nodes there. Follow our weight points. I'm learning. I want some goodies. Oh! Oh. Oh. I was a little bit quick there. Oh yeah, we have 200 armor in Entropy 02. Totally spaced that.
I'm taking point.
You guys go over there, I don't want to blow you up. Ooh, Zen grenades. We have a few of these things in the demo. You should check them out.
Follow on me.
Oh yeah, I'll show off the new night vision in the set. This is our new night vision. It's pretty intense in the light. I sense danger. Oh, that was brutal, boys. Snap! They hacked the hacks! Oh my god! Holy hell! Oh, that was awesome! Hang on, I've spied something. Oh, I like that. I like that very much. What the? I like that very much. I can't believe I got hit by shit! Can't believe I got hit by that barrel. Taste it. Ooh, Stuka-bats! Should have just done this. It's okay, I dealt with it. I dealt with it. I dealt with it. It's all good.
We're gonna have to go through all the idiots that can throw at us before we catch up to Judith.
This thing is in the way.
Get heavy. Finally.
This is gonna get heavy. I'm saving it because I'm terrified. Let's go, go, go! Where's my music at? Oh! Oh no! Flush that dude out. Go on, go get him. Thank you. Holy shit. Son! Holy shit! Go, 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 boys! Oh shit! Shit. Fucking hell, he ain't stopping, is he? Holy shit cakes. Did you kill him, boy? Did you kill him? Oh, she did. Ooh, right in the face. Oh snap! What's that? Oh shit, son! Holy hell! Go get him, boys! What the? I sensed it. Let's go. Ugh. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, shit. Shiitake mushrooms. Ugh. Yes, that's what I thought. Ooh, rations. Shit. Ooh, does this door open? See, I'm doing it. Ooh. I guess this is where they were, like, living. I'll deal with those guys in a moment. Take this! Oh, shit! He's gone. He's gone to Zen. He's fucking gone, guys. I don't think he's coming back, you know. Something tells me that dude ain't coming back. I think he's gone. Cool. Oh shit! Shit! I don't think these guys are gonna get better. Pumpkins! Let's go.
Wait, I thought we had units surrounded. You idiots let her escape. I think there's another excavation somewhere around here. There's no other place she could have gone. You guys search for any openings up above. I'll look for an entry point down here.
Ah, a locked door. The door is locked, boys. Ah. Ah, slam puzzle. Come on in, boys. Ooh. Spooky. Locked door. Locked door. The door opens. Shit! Holy crap! I ain't going down there. What do you mean you don't? Oh. He is stuck. Oh shit. Okay, alright, alright. Ooh. Bhutan! I'm guessing that is where our demonstration ends.
It's not supposed to be, you put it on, you feel good about yourself.
Well, that was cool.
I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fucking blast in there, guys. Seriously.
It was fun watching you play it.
That was awesome. Did you see that fucking barrel? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That took me completely by surprise. Loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
It's great.
There's only one thing that went wrong, and that was the scene when Radio Guy said incoming. That was actually a placeholder. I changed that scene where he says something different, like almost something motivational to the rebels.
Oh, right.
They're incoming!
Yeah, it's brilliant, that, isn't it?
The issue was that that was a placeholder, and like it was already compiled in the scene side image, and it wasn't loaded as a raw scene file. That's
Right.
why I didn't play correctly, but yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. I had so much fun playing that. And I know the players are going to love it too.
What surprised me the most, because there's some stuff in the version that you played that I haven't seen yet, because I think
Yeah.
Postbon made some changes very recently.
The antenna following I did this morning.
The exploding container. The antenna following was great too, but that exploding container with the dropship just like blew my mind.
That actually wasn't intentional. It's because I
What?
Wow. It was really
They
fucking
can
good.
do that?
yeah. No, the thing is, it was actually because the gunship. I noticed it was being taken down too quickly, but I was trying to do some nerfing of the rockets against it. But for the stream, because I wanted the gunship to actually fall down during the stream, so that it would be shown off, I removed those nerfs, and that gave the rocket rebels the opportunity to attack the dropship a lot more. So they started hitting the container until it was destroyed.
I didn't know that you could even do that.
Exclusive content.
Maybe I should keep it that way, since it is so chaotic.
It was so cool. I was just like, oh dear. But obviously a
Yeah.
bit more dramatic than that. Yeah. It was fucking awesome.
Good.
And I love how long it goes on for. Because it's so much fun, you don't want it to stop. And it doesn't stop, it just keeps going. I loved it. I loved it.
Hmm.
I wanted
Thank
more. And I'm sure the players are going to feel the same way. I think that's one of the most chaotic fights that we've got at the minute in the mod, arguably.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
absolutely.
it's like approaching the climax,
Yeah.
like in Half-Life 2.
So much fun. So cool. So, I tried to show off the portal pistol a bit. As you probably saw, I did a few things. I moved a turret with it. I tried to play with a combined soldier. I don't think I had enough room up the top there for him.
I noticed that our particle effects went missing for it. It must be something got mixed up between the build and my dev build, so I'll be looking at that and probably sending you some files for
Sure.
it, but not a big deal.
Wondering if there's anything else we can show. I mean, I would love to show Chapter 5, but obviously we can't.
Right.
I don't think I'm
Chapter
ready.
6 looks amazing, but like right now it would be very dangerous for you to open up chapter
I-
6 because it's kind of a plot-heavy
I
map,
I
kind of
can
the ending of the game almost.
Literally, yeah, it's like literally the ending
Yeah.
of the game.
I
Probably
can't.
can't do
Here,
that.
guys, live on stream, the ending of the game.
There's some choreography in there now at the very start of the map, so I
You know,
can't do
it's-
it. I can't do
thinking
it.
about it, C5 2, like then like only like 3 more maps and then that's the end of the mod. Like it's pretty
I know.
much
I
the
know.
final end of the game.
We're
Mm.
getting there, and it's very exciting. It's so much fun. I'm having a blast building C6 at the minute.
Yeah, and
C6
chapter
1
5.
and chapter 5. Yeah, so chapter 5 1 I'm still sort of working on. See, that would be good to show, but I don't want to show that yet because of what happens in it.
And the other thing that's being worked on massively is I've pretty much entirely relit C3-2. So, but we can't show that because for obvious
It's
reasons.
chapter 3.
But yeah,
What about you did some relighting for chapter 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
C2 too with
I
the
haven't seen it
windows.
yet.
Oh yes, I did. See, yeah, fuck it, of course I did. I completely forgot. Yes, more sexy shadows. I had to turn off world texture shadows because the glass texture that you used on the windows doesn't like it.
Oh.
But there's no texture in the map that really uses it anyway, so it was easy just to turn that off.
Oh,
But yeah,
fair enough.
sexy shadow, very nice.
Sure.
And hopefully it doesn't fucking lag. But yeah, you can play it. Yeah,
Should I play it and then we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
have more gameplay because everybody's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I want gameplay. I come here for gameplay, Breadman. Right, let's have a look.
I don't want to listen to a bunch of nerds
Wait a
talk.
minute, I think I did like change the map as well when I checked it out. I did just a couple of things to address demo feedback, I think, and I think one of the main things I did was like adjust for light map scales where, like where it was like light map scale 4 whenever all of the light on the face was the exact same. You know, that
Right.
Is this map?
what?
Is that this map?
I'm just
Yeah,
looking now.
and,
Oh, I was
like,
also in this
roar-
map. Wow, I think all of us have touched this map within the last like week or so. It's kind of
Yeah.
amazing.
This is cool.
There's a small tweak to the AI to try to make the soldiers more conservative in combat, so
yeah.
they're not going to rush into fire.
Yeah,
Map has been
standoff.
just kind of
All right.
tweaked just a little bit in response
Oh.
to feedback. So
Look-
hopefully this is a better experience.
It's bad.
Right, I'm gonna run through this. Let's kill.
The shadows are mostly just all trivy.
Oh, they look
Really
really
cool.
nice.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that it doesn't lag the shit out of people on lower end systems.
Yeah, I reckon we're gonna have.
Better with the textures would do.
I don't know. I mean, I remember reading feedback of people having like really bad frame drops when they use the flashlight in the demo, and that's just the texture.
Right. I meant like the line map scales are better than texture.
Oh yes, they are exactly. But it's just obviously there's a fucking weird way with how light maps work. Light maps and D-lights interact and require a weapon.
Yeah.
Oh
Very
shit!
disappointing.
Sorry.
I had played through Dead Entropy. It seemed to run fine. Like,
Um,
I didn't.
Oh, I
Could-
just realized. That
Can somebody tell me what's happening here? I'm just staring at something that I can't explain.
Oh my god, what the hell? He died and fucking faked out of the playing with the
He's gone. Damn it! I was gonna go look at him. I was being stalked.
Yeah, it looks like the ragdoll somehow.
The ragdoll clipped through the floor. Then I was like, what the hell? Ooh, a welding mask.
Game. The game.
Jesus Christ! Oh,
Yeah,
right in the
so-
face.
So yeah, when we update the demo, you'll have some sexy lighting.
Yeah, so nice lighting. We've seen this map. I think we stream this map every time. We
Yeah.
stream. I
And
think
look,
Yeah, it's
no
like-
handles on the doors that you can't open. Yay!
yeah, like, I
it's
can't
like
open this
this
door.
iconic map in the too.
There we go. I can't open this door.
Oh yeah. Same with the track that went with it as well. The
Yeah.
source code. And people love the track. People seem to really like this map.
Yeah.
Oh, look at how fucking sexy this corridor looks now.
It looks super sexy. Look at that.
I think I also implemented parallax corrected cube maps on the windows, but not when they're broken.
Oh yeah, because that.
Oh yes, yeah.
Like on the unbroken windows. Like check out this. Like in
Well,
that area.
there's a window down here. There's windows down here, isn't
Yeah,
there?
an unbroken window. You need to look closely at the unbroken windows. You can see like reflection of lights. You know,
So like,
windows.
might be a better example down here. Oh, oh, look at that! Look at that sexy shot! Oh shit! Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I can stop these stupid rebels from resisting and breaking the windows.
Bad Cop's just like, I'm trying to appreciate the beauty of this world.
Look at that reflection.
Why
Look
I
at
hate
that.
humanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. The reflection turned out really well.
It's all about nature. And
Nature and shit.
He's an eco-terrorist, really.
That's funny. The roller modes won't attack
Just,
people who are on fire. It's an
Oh.
interesting observation. What the? This is
No,
the.
it's because there's an NPC clip. You have to walk past it. It's
Oh, I see. I see.
I put that in so that like you would, so that, like if you could get the opportunity to shoot at the gas cans. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
this explains why I can't.
I need to fix that. I need to do something better.
Dude,
That.
did you see that?
What?
Okay, don't worry. I'm confused by that.
Whoa.
Don't matter.
I just caught up. I think I saw that.
I couldn't walk through it with the roller mine if I walked towards it, but if I turned my back, then I could.
Oh. Well, wait a minute. No, that's because the trigger is right beyond the NPC clip.
Oh, I would have walked into the trigger.
Yeah. Before the roll line.
Sorry, every time they do the ragdoll boogie, I just lose it. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, yes. So we've seen that map. I can't think. There's like nothing else I can actually show at the minute because of spoilers.
Q&A time then, unless there's more.
Yeah, let's do Q&A. Let's do. Let's go to
Alright,
Q&A.
folks. Yeah, put your fucking questions in the goddamn chat box.
What Trivy said.
And I will read them out.
Trivy is going to
Uh,
be about. He's going to choose the questions
Yeah.
for us to answer.
There we go, everything below that line. Can the demo go on Steam, asks Kaiser Crab.
Probably eventually. We kind of had a conversation about Steam. Well, I say we did. I spoke to One Up D yesterday about Steam because that's our next move, is to get on Steam, and I guess we might be able to host a demo on there. Would we be able to do that? I'm trying to think. think you can.
Cvox asks, will you be putting EZ2 source code on GitHub after release? And by the way, Cvoxulary, you do not have to repeat your question. We're scrolling up. But yes, we will be putting it on GitHub. That is the ultimate goal, and it's also one of the reasons why you didn't get a source license. But yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many questions. So many questions. It's a good job that we got like a whole hour for this, so
Well,
go for it.
it's Q&A
Ooh.
time.
It's Q&A time,
Yeah.
boys. What were you
They've
expecting?
been holding these in for months now. I mean, when was the last time we did a live stream?
It was like, I don't even know, man. Because
Exactly.
of this world that we live in. Right, okay.
So, Hey
There's
asks,
another-
who did the animations? Which is a complicated answer.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Randy did the animations.
Yeah, so
And
Except for the MP5.
That's right.
Rohel asks, will 1.1 fix the broken player clip at the beginning of map 2? Map
Is there a
2,
broken
what? What is he
player
talking
clip?
about?
I
Yep,
don't
no
know.
clue what you're on about.
I need to be
don't
more
know.
Is he
specific.
talking about the dropship container in beginning of chapter 2? Because I did fix that.
we should have a look
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah.
There's a question. What if I don't have a question? It's okay. There's plenty of other questions.
And that's
Yeah,
one
I could've
question you pick one up during
will
the
the
one time where you get
real
to pick a
animation
question.
be the same in the final version? No, I'll try and get around to reanimating it, but I'm still debating whether to keep the method the same or change it to be more Thor friendly.
This isn't Brandy, by the way. This is Sioncia.
Yeah.
Sioncia, sorry.
He's our new animator.
Yeah. And how are you guys not hired by Valve yet? You might be speaking too soon, for all I know.
I would happily
It's too
uproot my
kind.
entire life and just move over there.
Well, shit, we should hire them. I mean, they stole a
Yeah.
whole bunch of shit from
Yeah.
us for Half-Life Alex. Stuff that we've been doing since
Cease and
2018.
desist.
But
Cease
we're not
and
going to
desist.
talk about that. We should cease and desist them. We
Yeah.
should...
Exactly. In fact, here's a cool disclaimer. All the stuff that you see in the demo that you go, oh, that seems familiar. We thought of it first, okay? We've been doing this shit before Half-Life
Oh my
Alex
God.
revealed a lot of stuff.
Genuinely, and that's not a joke, right? There are some
It's
things that I've seen that I was doing in 2018, and I was like saying to these guys, oh my god, right, look what they're doing in Half-Life Alex. We were doing this before we had a team. We were doing this before we had announced the project and everything. It's crazy.
So,
I
yeah,
find it
don't
so
play it and be like-
fascinating.
Go
Yeah.
on.
Fascinating.
Trivy, you first.
I was going to say, so anytime you're playing Entropy 02 and you think, oh, they copied that because of Half-Life Alex, no! We did it first!
Like, for example, the little power cores that you pick up to open doors. I did that in 2018, maybe even earlier than that, maybe December 2017, and I have a video of that.
And the model looks the same.
And it's the same thing. I know. I was like, holy shit, what the hell,
Because
Valve?
it's the one from Half-Life 2. I think it's somewhere in Eli's lab, is it?
That's
Or
right.
am I-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a
but
very similar model, 100%. It's like, it's not fully combined looking, but it's like, it has a very similar shape, and the way you did it, Brett, it has a very similar mechanic in how it like handles and stuff, similar to HLA.
Yeah.
what really interests me is I feel like there's sort of this shared universe where it's like we're trying to create a Half-Life game, and Valve, of course, are creating a Half-Life game, obviously. And we kind of came up with the same answers to the same questions because we're in this shared space. So it's sort of a case of convergent evolution where it's like we're both trying to do similar things, and so we ended up with similar results, even though there was no communication. Like, we didn't know what was in the Half-Life Alyx alpha build or whatever back in 2018, but just by pure coincidence. Or did we? No, we definitely
We
didn't.
certainly
I didn't know
didn't.
Half-Life Alyx existed
No.
until the trailer dropped.
No, didn't even know it existed. Yeah, there's lots of things, like, I think we said we'll go through it sometime. There's lots of things that we've done years ago that appear in Half-Life Alyx, and it's like, okay, don't know what to think of that.
Yep.
There's a question that I think is related, so I want to jump to that question.
Go for it.
Since the release of... Is this the same question that we're trying to answer? I forgot. Since the release of Half-Life Alyx, will it cause any effect to the development or any changes to the story?
It already has.
It kind of has.
I don't know.
I mean-
I wanted to say it's not like we're not obligated to keep the story in following with Alyx. Like,
Yeah.
That's right.
there's no question of is Entropy 02 canon. That question doesn't make any sense.
No,
Like,
it doesn't
odd,
make
but
any
the
sense.
question that I kind of grapple with is Half-Life Alyx canon to Entropy 02? And I've been wondering about that, kind of going back and forth about that, and really it's like Entropy 02 is its own story. Like, it doesn't need to try to keep up with the series or anything like that.
That's
It
right.
just needs to be the best story it can be.
When I said
But I
about-
think there will be things that are inspired by it. Sorry, Buxaban, go ahead.
It's okay. I was just gonna say what I was going to say with it already affecting us is that we were originally aiming to release a bit earlier than this, but then Half-Life Alyx was scheduled to release around our window. I don't know if we actually would have finished it at that point anyway. But
The whole game?
it
Oh
caused us
no.
to slow down. That's what I remember. I might be misremembering.
Oh yeah, you're right. We wanted to for sure.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Not that means that we're about to release it or anything. It's still a pretty long ways off.
Yeah, we need to talk about that in
So
a minute.
guys, I think we need to announce that it's coming out next week.
Christ. You realize
not
what you've
coming
done?
out
It's not. Maybe we should just quickly address it, because I was going to talk about it. I'll just do it really quickly
Yeah.
before we do next
Yeah, just
question.
go ahead.
Some people have been asking or saying, "Oh my god, it must be nearly finished because they've done a demo and stuff like that." Unfortunately, that's not true. We're quite a bit of a way off in terms of release. I don't have a date or anything like that. I think a very generous estimate would be the end of this year, winter 2020. It could be sooner, it could be later, we just don't know. But it's not going to be like next week, it's not going to be within the next couple of months. It probably won't be over the summer. We might hit beta just at the end of the summer, potentially, and then we'll do all that. But in terms of release, there's still a heck of a lot to do. I mean, the mod is huge. With the demo, I think, how many maps were in the demo? Like 4 maps, was it? 4 or 5 maps in the demo that they actually got to play?
Is that including the transitions? It's more than that, but I think the actual full maps would be 5?
5, yeah.
5?
Yeah.
So there were, when the last time I counted, there were 26 maps that make up Entropy 02. So you played 5 of those 26 maps. So the mod is huge, is what I'm trying to get at here, and we have a heck of a lot to do before we can say it's ready for release. So, yeah, just hang in there. We'll obviously keep following us. We'll let you know where we're at, like I did today. So, yeah. I mean, when you look at it this way, if you're going to be beta testing for us, and I don't know how we're handling that yet, so I don't know yet. I know patrons and elites and long-time community members will be getting beta keys or whatever, however we do it. But the point is, in some capacity, some of you will probably be playing the mod by the end of the year, but it's probably not likely to be released until the end of the year, if not next year. That's all I'm going to say on that. Would you guys agree with that? Is that a
Yeah.
yeah? Because
Whenever anybody asks, I just sort of say, hopefully before 2021. That's all I
yeah,
say.
because the way I look at it right now is I'm working on this last map, which should be the last map of the mod, and that's probably going to take me a month to get like built start to finish, and then it'll be another month of tweaking it and testing it and all of that kind of thing. Might be even longer in this case because we're being quite ambitious with this map. And after that, I've got to build another map, the Missing Dream Sequence, which again is ambitious and is probably going to take another couple of months. And we got Blixspawn running through Chapter 5, which I guess, again, a couple of months. And once all of that is done, we'll have the entire game done from start to finish, so you can load up Entropy 02 and you can play it from start to end without any interruptions or any having to go into the console to jump to the next map, etc. When we reach that stage, that's when we're going to start thinking about doing detail passing and doing beta. So it's probably going to be a while.
Yeah.
But it'll all be worth it.
I bloody hope so.
I mean, it's already amazing to play. Imagine
Oh,
what
it
it's
is.
going to be like when it's fucking finished, you know?
It's so much fun. Like, I find myself when I'm testing, I just dick around, like doing stupid shit, like throwing Zen grenades at things, and I have to remind myself I'm supposed to be building this, not just standing in this half-baked map throwing Zen grenades at zombies or whatever, you know. So yeah, it's fun. We're doing good things, I think.
I like how it has its own feel, and then people especially get that in that map that we showed in C22. Like the combat just feels distinct from other mods and from the actual Half-Life games. And I think that's something special because you know it's never going to be perfect. There's a lot of wrinkles. There's a lot of tiny mistakes. It's a passion project, so it is amateur, but it has its own unique feel and presence that
It
I think
totally
is going
does.
to make it stand out.
I don't know if, well, of course you remember, it was that map, I think, C22, that was the point where we really got our claws into the Rebel AI and changed combat as a whole, I think. We did it when we were designing that map. Yeah, it's cool.
Cool. I'm going to get on to questions again.
Let's do
so that
some
we
more
don't-
questions
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say, one of the questions. Will Bad Cop find Mossman? That is a spoiler, and I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah.
And you should feel bad for asking about game spoilers. What's wrong with you?
You'll
It's
find
not like
out
we've shown. It's not like
before
we've shown tons of
2021.
it. It's not like we just showed like an entire map, you know. But
Who knows is the answer to that one. Who knows?
That can be part of like a tagline on the Steam store page. Will Bad Cop find Mossman?
Yeah.
Will Bad Cop get
Yeah,
the girl?
That is actually good. That's pretty good. That'd be good.
Will you hunt down the Mossman?
Oh god, no. Oh Christ.
Lots of Spaghetti asks, was LG Orbifold used as a placeholder? And it was actually. We are hoping to get a unique track in there. No, I don't know when that's gonna be. It could be soon. It could be right around the release. I don't know. But yeah, it's all up to Spencer. If he
Spencer needs to do his magic, doesn't he?
Yeah, I asked him to create a kind of similar track because we don't have any existing tracks that have that kind of beat, like LG Orbifold type of scenario thing. And I asked him to create something like that, maybe even a remix of LG Orbifold directly, if he's up to that. But yeah, Ramadi's I wanted to do his own thing. And who create new weapon called Portal Gun for the Half-Life mod? Asks Scoutimus Prime. I assume that he's talking about the Portal pistol, and that was one of.
That was indeed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
The whole thing is kind of an experiment, you know. It was a little bit bold when we first started. There was a lot of discussion back and forth about like how should this go, but Krellich made the model ahead of time for sort of a different direction that the weapon was taking at the time, and I wanted to make something that really did justice to what it looked like and where it was placed in the world, and something that was different from other weapons. So it'll probably go through some evolutions. The version that's in the demo is not actually used in any of the maps, so it's not necessarily representative of what we'll actually be showing in the mod. But
I'm just going to show on the stream, on the slideshow, I put in this puzzle in C6 today, and I'll show it, because there's no spoilers in here. These are the kind of puzzles that I envision us doing with this gun. Like crates in an inaccessible area, you use the portal gun to teleport them out, and then you can get to them. It was just something that I started playing around with today.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, there it is. I'll leave that there for a moment.
There's a question by Enderzilla that I want to answer.
What's the question?
Well, it's when is the Chapter 5 teaser song being released? And I have to say, well, you're in luck, so get your recorders out, because we're going to now do a rendition of the a cappella version of that track.
Oh, come on, I was going to...
Ding 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 ding.
I'm planning on using it in C5 free for one of the climactic battles. But I think Brett actually used it in C5-1 already. I don't know. Well, we're going to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean it's in there as a temporary track.
Okay.
We can do whatever you know.
Well.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think it would hurt to repeat it at multiple points in Chapter 5, just because it could be kind of a motif.
Yeah,
There's
I
another
was
track
thinking
that's
that.
going to be used at multiple places because it kind of represents a certain character, so we might be doing that more often.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that. But yeah.
So the questions I was about to answer before we got unexpected a cappella escalation was Dr. Sci-Fi Freak asks, what was the hardest thing to make in the mod? And so what would you say was the hardest thing to make? I guess like some of that lies in spoiler territory. Like I can imagine Chapter 3 was pretty hard to make, some parts of it.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much the hardest part I could think of. Do you have any thoughts, Brett?
I'm just letting me think. Chapter 3 was hard overall, because it was going to be one map, but it sort of ballooned into this experiment, which turned into a chapter which is still, I think, going to present us with some challenges going forward. I think from an AI perspective,
we're gonna have to show more parts of it at some point. Like we could remove like the spoiler parts, but we should show parts of it at some point.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe at some point we'll show it off. Some bits of it, I'll say. But
right, that's right.
That was really difficult to nail, and I know that we're going to be challenged by that, especially in terms of AI, which is all I can say, is there's going to be things and tuning, and I could easily see us turning around and saying this needs to work differently, and we end up doing something differently with certain sections to make it work. I mean,
I want to create do it all in. I want to overhaul all that and do it all in code so that we can make it much more reliable.
instead of using
Something like that.
sequences, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You know what? The thing is, it's not that Chapter 3 was the hardest to make in the mod. The hardest thing to do for making this mod is keeping all the spoilers secret.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I mean, it'll pay off.
Considering how the length we
Yeah.
went to hide a few things, it's I agree with you. Like especially with the demo, we had to automate our process to actually remove. And one thing that I'm scared about is we want to do 1.1. We haven't been adding any of our new files into the spoiler script.
No,
We've
that's
got to
right.
start doing that so that we
God.
can make sure those get stripped before we
God.
generate our 1.1 build. Yeah, that's a good point. Because we've slipped up on streams, or very nearly slipped up, rather, a few times.
I have once on stream.
Yeah,
I did it.
We should stop talking about this so
Yeah.
people don't try to look back there and find it.
There was a big mistake on stream once, and
Yeah.
but nobody noticed apparently. So there we go.
Next question from Mag 218. Will you do map optimization? Well, you see, like, map.
No.
I believe map optimization is a big part of the mapping, right, guys? Like, like.
Well, we always try
if
to.
one
It's,
person-
What's a hint brush? Like, we can't take a hint.
Every map has a giant skybox box around it.
some of them
If,
do.
if
There are
one
no
person
area
on the team
models.
can run it at 60 FPS, flawlessly, it's fine. It's fine
It
for
runs
release.
fine on my RTX 2080 Ti.
Well, I put in an area portal today to a map, so there we go. I think we've ticked
Yeah.
that box, chaps.
And
Just the one.
I'm,
I made
Sorry.
one face nose roll.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for. Just one more thing. Hedge asks, "Are you all British?"
I am. But I don't know. I don't know where these guys come from.
Yes, I'm from the British Kingdom of Texas.
Texas, holy cow!
Does that count?
Holy cow, Texas!
You know what comes from Texas?
Can't you tell that Blixabon and I are British?
Yeah.
I'm sure we sound like it.
Yes, we sound very British, of course.
So Blixie's from Texas. One D, you're from Michigan, is that right?
Yep, I'm from Michigan.
CW, you're from Australia.
Yeah.
Sion, I actually don't know where you're from.
I saw his Steam profile. He
I'm from
said,
Canada.
Oh, cool.
Canada.
Canada.
Have a nice Steam profile.
And Trivy, you're from, like, not far from me, really.
No, we're literally down the road from me. We never.
We
fucking
need
had
to
that
have a
man.
drink. I know. Now would be a good time, but we can't go anywhere. We'll have to do a video call beer. We'll do a video call beer, and then we can meet
We will.
over,
So
like...
you guys still
yeah.
have it. You guys still have that up.
We still haven't. We need to. We were going to, like,
Uh,
end of last year, I think it was. It's just...
hopefully you guys get. Yeah. Hopefully
See
you
what
guys-
happens when you wait? This shit happens. Fuck it all up.
Now we can't. Have to do it over the internet.
I wanted to add something onto the previous question we answered. What was that again? Just to refresh my
The
memory.
hardest thing to make in this mod.
Oh, yes.
Was there a question after that? Besides,
Well, do you do map optimization?
Oh, map optimization,
Oh,
yeah.
about optimization in general. I think that's kind of a tricky question in a way because it's like a mod is never going to be as optimized as a commercial product.
That's right.
We probably won't have enough time to actually like go in depth as much as Valve does. Like if you look in Valve maps, it's insane the amount of optimization work that they do.
Yeah.
You should look at C5 too.
Well, so some of the maps will be that optimized, the ones made by Blixabon especially. But I think optimization for us, especially during our like beta phase, is going to be more about looking for like, okay, where do players have the worst issues, and how do we rectify those? Like,
Yeah.
I've noticed some people saying that NVG slows down the game, and I'm interested in that. I want to figure out like, is there
Why
something
does
we
that
can do
slow
to make
down?
that a
I
little
think
bit
I know
better?
what it is. I think I know
I've got
what
an
it is.
idea. I've got a
APC headlight.
hypothesis.
It's the
What?
APC headlight because it has a shadow map overdraw. But the overdraw with because like the thing is like you have to turn off flashlight scissoring to get projected textures to work right whenever they're intersecting.
I see.
God,
So,
scissoring.
so you
Yeah,
think
that-
it's two projected textures overlaying over top of each other that's causing the problem?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
if
that's
it-
not what I was gonna say.
Okay, well, I do recommend like turning off the shadow maps in case it is related to that. Although it could also just be the projected textures themselves. You should experiment
Yeah.
with that.
I mean,
Yeah, I
the
think we should.
flashlight itself in Half-Life 2 also puts down FPS because it uses a projected texture.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
But
Does it cause noticeable drops? I've never had a
Nah.
performance drop in Half-Life 2
In-
from
Back on my shitty
Flashlight.
computer, it used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not off because as you said, Half-Life 2 is fucking optimized to shit because Valve. But
And also, Half-Life 2 doesn't use projected textures, so there's never two overlaying over top of each other. Sorry
that's
to cut
right.
you off.
Yeah.
So the original Flashlight didn't actually draw shadows. It didn't have a shadow map because they'd only brought that in episode 2, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Those were the good old days, man. Orange Box came
Oh, I
out,
must have.
and we were like, we're getting
And then
flashlight
once.
shadows.
Oh my god, shadows!
I know.
they only
I must have
once
known about that, but I kind of forgot.
in episode 2.
Yeah.
And this is actually this next question is actually much more in depth. It's from Sivoxulary. What do you use for visual references? Anything in particular? Polar stations, North European towns, etc. Redmond?
What did I use for our bio? Why my mind's gone completely blank. I used
Black Mesa?
something, a little bit of Black Mesa. Like I used a little bit of Half-Life 1, kind of, especially in that demo map. There are even some Half-Life 1 ambient track bits and pieces in there, which I did.
I remember seeing that.
Totally did that on purpose because I'm kind of, in a way, I'm sort of contrasting Black Mesa by saying this is the White Mesa. This is the secret base in the snowy mountains and not the desert. So I've definitely used Black Mesa a lot in terms of like inspiration. I'm trying to think because there was a building I saw that I used for. I drew inspiration for. I can't remember at the minute. Ice caves and stuff. Literally, what I've been doing is Googling ice caves. Literally, just ice caves. And just looking and staring at pictures of ice caves, looking at the light, looking at the colours, and things like that. I get quite freehand when I'm mapping and let things come together naturally, but I'll always look at something first so I know what I'm going for.
Yeah, it's all Google Images, man. When I started making that spooky map, I literally just typed in spooky corridor, spooky hallway, spooky room.
Ooh,
That's what I used for reference.
absolutely. But the FBI love you looking at that shit. Spooky corridor. This guy's looking at spooky corridors again.
Working on two of the maps, I have the benefit of being able to use Breadman's work as a reference, because it's like it has to be consistent. So that takes some of the burden off where it's like, well, it needs to match up with the rest of Chapter 2. I did use some references. I referenced Half-Life 1 a lot with just the Black Mesa style ambience and different, like, that happened to be a warehouse map, so different pictures of warehouses that I've taken and stuff.
I find that I tend to use like buildings that I've been in, or a lot of places that I worked before in real life. I mean, like I'll look at the layout and somehow telegraph that into a map sometimes, or I'll borrow parts of that and put it into a map.
I do that
So
too.
there's that, comes from all sorts of places, I think. But yeah, for the most part, I just if I want to build something and I don't know how I'm going to do it, I just image search it, to try and figure it out.
Spooky.
Spooky, very spooky, fucking terrifying, actually.
Yeah. Dan Scart asks, we'll have again manhack weapon, and we will. Entropy, so in Entropy 01 you did have like a deployable manhack, but you will not have that yourself in Entropy 02. You will find soldiers and elites that will have manhacks on their backs.
Yep.
However, and you could even use a new deploy animation that's based on the how Metrokovs could deploy manhacks. Soldiers have a new animation based off of that. It's part of map base, but it's really only used in Entropy 02 right now.
Yep.
Here's a good question. Dr. Sci-Fi Freak asks, for someone who is interested in making maps and mods, what advice would you give to new level designers?
Ooh, play around with it. So that's my advice, is like literally just, if you can get Hammer set up so that you know that you can compile things and run and jump into the game, just play around with it, build stupid shit. When Source came out, I spent 2 years building physics maps, which were literally like a mountain of barrels, just seeing what Source could do, breaking shit, just basically pushing limits and putting doors with handles on that were locked on all of my walls. But yeah, that would be my advice. Is just obviously there's lots of resources out there. You can look at lots of tutorials and stuff.
Top hat waffles are very good.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah, very
Definitely
good.
for in-depth stuff. Have you seen the Noesis commercial?
I haven't. No.
Oh,
Okay,
I know what you're on
see,
about.
you need to see it later.
Okay.
I want to answer more questions right now, though. Next question where I'm at in scrolling is
I want to add one little hint onto new level designers. Have lots of people play your maps and kind of observe what do they do in the map, because it's very hard when you make a map to actually understand how a player who hasn't seen it before would react. So just like try to observe players and try to figure out like what don't they know and how do you make them figure it out, because players always think that they're finding the solutions to puzzles, but actually you're just telling them, but in really subtle ways.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's all right.
don't mean to interrupt, but
No. Hang on a second. I'm distracted at the moment. My phone. Go on.
Auxiliary asks. Yeah,
Go on. Go for it.
I'll continue. Steve Auxiliary asks, will there be a throwback to that one wounded rebel you can either spare or execute in Entropy 01? And the infirmary scene was a throwback.
Yes. It's
It's supposed to
brutal.
be anyway. You don't get a choice to spare or execute anyone in that room, because the soldiers do that for
They
you.
do it for you.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like that kind of brutality. It's supposed to be a successor to that. But Valve will destroy the Easy 2 story, or destroy the Easy 2 story. Okay, anyway.
will they?
Yeah, you could continue with questions if you want.
Okay, cool. Oh, another question by Steve Auxiliary, or however the hell you pronounce that. Are there any plans to legacy port Entropy 01 campaign to Entropy 02 later?
No,
Probably not.
really.
I mean,
We actually have talked about
We
it.
have.
I don't really see that happening.
I don't.
The amount of work involved, it would be, I don't think that's something that we're going to spend another like year on.
no. I think
Yeah.
going forward, it's going to be about maintaining. If we can set up this deployment platform, maintaining that, and seeing what happens. We could, I've got plans. I guess I've got all sorts of different things that I could do after Entropy 02, but probably porting Entropy 01 is probably not one of them. I don't think.
No, I mean it'll be a lot of effort for something that I don't really see there being much benefit to at all.
Yeah.
There's also the disadvantage of it would further bloat the install, because then you'd have Entropy 01 and 2
Yeah.
installed at the same time, and you couldn't like remove one of them. Whereas at least this way, with them being separate, if you're like, I'm done with Entropy 01, you can uninstall it, save yourself some disk space.
Yeah. I mean, what we're planning with Entropy 02, once you finish the campaign, there's going to be lots of extra bits in there anyway. You're probably going to prefer having that around, to be honest.
I mean,
I
we
noticed-
were sort of... Sorry, go on.
I see something really exciting. Steve Auxiliary replied, "No legacy port Easy 1? I'll do it myself."
Sweet.
Go for it.
Go for it, man.
I want to play it. There's so many things you could do using the new tools.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Easy 2.
There's
Like,
so
it would
much
be
you
a lot
could
of
do.
fun.
I'm rooting for you.
Because one thing that we were sort of, I remember talking about was finding a way to be able to swap between elite arms and civil protection arms.
Yes.
And then it got on, well, what about the NVGs? You need to be able to change those as well. And it was kind of like getting into a bit of a clusterfuck of how would we do that.
I do think so. We do have sort of a path for multiple playable characters that I definitely want to see happen for multiple Combine soldiers for maps. I don't know if we'll ever extend beyond that, but it's a possibility. I think there will always be some limitations, like the HUD probably is not going to change, but it's potentially on the radar. So I think that could be a possibility.
Yeah, because I'd love to see that, being able to like have different arms that you could play as different characters.
Hearing the like the Overwatch lines would be interesting too. If you're not playing as bad cop.
It would be great for developers, you know, because they could specify, oh, am I a Metro cop in this deployment? Am I a soldier, or am I bad cop elite? You know, yeah, it's interesting. There's all sorts. It could go, yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, as for a full port of EZ1 into EZ2, no.
Unless somebody else wants to do it.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
wanna- yeah, but
We
the
can get
SDK for
some
EZ2 will be out there.
You can come and ask us questions if you want. You know,
The most exciting thing would be setting up the response system with Bad Cop's original line.
Oh,
it
that
would
would
be
be
a lot of
cool.
work, but if somebody
yeah.
did that, it would be really cool.
that would be very cool.
Cool to hear.
Or I could do my best original bad
Yeah.
cop.
Yes,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been practicing a little bit, but
Ooh.
yeah.
You know,
Like occasionally when I have to say shit instead of being like shit, I'm like shit.
you could, like you could spawn a combine soldier or a variant of a combine soldier with the context class name player, and they would use Bad Cop's lines. So you
Oh,
would
I
have a Bad Cop
see.
NPC.
You could play with bad cop. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Who would have thought?
Bad cop and my NPC. Whoa.
Holy shit! That's
Yeah.
I was
Like,
blindsided by that
we would
one.
we would never talk about that. But next question is well, I mean, Trivia, you choose the next question. I'm not keeping
Oh,
track.
okay. Great Man asks, are you guys adding more new weapons? No.
We got enough weapons.
There's a
like-
reason why they cleaved a bunch of weapons from the Half-Life 2 beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people asking.
I think the OICW would really fit in with this Combine Elite Soldier we're playing with. No.
No, it would not. What is
In a
wrong
way,
with
it
you?
would fit, but there's not really a space for that
Yeah,
weapon.
I would agree with that
Yeah.
statement. Yeah.
'Cause
We've already
Or-
added another machine gun. Like I think we're done with. Like we're not trying to become an S mod sort of thing where it just
Yeah.
adds 50 fucking guns.
Yeah. So like,
I think
Or
our
loads of
approach has been to basically, if we're going to put a weapon in, we have to find a place for it. We don't just say, oh, I just want this gun. We're just going to chuck this gun in because it looks cool. Like that, our approach has been, if we put in the Zen grenade, for example, how is it going to be used? Where is it going to be used? Like, a player's going to use it? Like, what's the point of putting it in if it doesn't have a place? If it's just going to be a filler weapon, you know? And we had this discussion with the MP5K or whatever it is. I'm tired. You know, it's got to have a place. And the same thing happened with the portal pistol. It used to be a bit different, but we found that we weren't using it in that state, so we've changed it now, and it's made things a bit more interesting. So we're probably done with weapons, I think.
adding on to the OICW in particular, the AR2 fills more of a long-range role in EZ2. So I think it might kind of feel like the kind of weapon that you're envisioning, where it's kind of a heavy-hitting, long-range, very accurate rifle that's
And you
automatic.
can zoom in. And you can zoom in
Yep.
as well.
Yep, you can zoom and shoot in Entropy 02. It's great
With
fun.
every gun.
I love it. You can snipe with everything. Everything is a sniper rifle. Your pistol is a sniper rifle in Entropy 02.
Don't try it with the MP5K; it's not accurate enough.
Isn't it?
You can try if you want to. I have gotten a headshot with the MP5K at like super long range, but it was a complete coincidence.
Should get an achievement for that.
There was some pretty weird sort of not feedback but comment that somebody made about the demo, being like, oh, I think this MP5K is a placeholder for the OICW because it's the OICW in the HUD. And I'm like,
Why would
how did you
the
make
other way
that
around?
conclusion?
I mean,
It's,
we could
it's a
try
lift
and
of a font.
edit that.
Yeah,
Sure,
we're
there's a
going
way to edit it. It's a TTF for some reason.
I don't
Yeah,
want to say we're going to. There was talk of replacing the HUD icons, and
Yeah.
hopefully that will be.
I
that will
think,
come to fruition.
I think Kralik was going to do it the last time I spoke to him, so that'll probably happen, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's placeholder icon anyway, you know, that's just, yeah, it is what it is.
Leftover font, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think, unless one up deliberately chose that font just to have some variety against all the other weapons. I'm not sure.
Yep. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap up the questions there because it's getting kind of late and I want to eat. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been a really good stream. I think we got a lot of information out. We got some new
Yeah, we got a lot of
gameplay.
information. I didn't stretch out for too long. Like, you know, it's been an hour and 40 minutes pretty
It's
much.
pretty good.
Oh, it's been
Yeah.
alright.
I can go and have something to eat. CW, you can go to bed and wake up in like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I cannot wait to be woken up by the siblings saying, "It's Easter! Wake up! We're doing Easter egg hunts."
Does that make you the Easter Bunny? Are you the Easter Bunny right now? Is that what... Can you get eggs where you are? We tried. I don't know.
And you got shouted at by a policeman.
I got yelled at.
I mean, I did have a look around last night, and apparently it was already done. So yeah, we do have eggs.
Yay.
around.
Yay. Well,
Yes, he's really nice.
I forgot that it's Easter tomorrow.
It's
It's weird.
I would be with my family right now doing stuff, but I can't, so I'm just stuck here working on Entropy 02.
Maybe Trivy will have an Easter beer. We'll
Yeah,
do...
I bought myself a bottle of JD, so
Oh, nice. Right. Don't let me forget.
yeah.
Okay.
CW, I'm just imagining like you like having like 5 minutes of sleep, and then I don't know how young your siblings are, and they just come in and like, it's Easter. You're just like, fuck.
One's 6 and one's an annoying 11-year-old.
Yeah, I can imagine you just going fuck.
God damn.
Bloodshot eyes. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely having a mad nap this Arvo when I get the chance, or straight after the mad hunt.
Well, we better wrap this up so Trivy can go eat his pasta, and so pasta.
Pasta sauce.
The paste.
We're gonna watch your video, CW, of Hartley Asylum. That's what we're gonna do.
Watch bits of it. It's quite funny.
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. And
Stay indoors and remain indoors.
oh, I loved that. I saw that. I fucking saw that. Please remain indoors.
Please remain indoors and wash your hands.
When he says in that random mail and something number, I just think of the rebels in Entropy 0 because their models are just like human male 5, human male 6.
Yeah.
Please
Anyway,
remain indoors.
random references that nobody will get but us Brits.
Yes, please stay indoors and be safe. Put it this way, we want you at the end of the year to experience Entropy 02, so please stay indoors, okay?
I want all of us to be here to
I want everyone to be here.
experience
That goes for you guys as well. You guys aren't
Yeah, you
allowed
too.
out. Oh,
Man, I don't want to go out. I've got shit to do, so it's all good.
I have to go out sometimes because I have to buy bread.
Man, you mean you don't shit bread out? I thought that was the whole point of you being bread man.
I do, but it's weird if I'm trying to feed it to my family, you know?
I mean, what kind of bread? Is it like a baguette or, yeah?
Oh man, that's just getting personal now.
it's
It varies.
Yeah, it's getting weird now.
Sometimes it's not cooked properly. It's all over the place.
Had some of that sun-dried tomato stuff the other day. That was bizarre. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great evening.
See you next time.
See you until next time.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
See yous.
See you guys.